The first encounter with the forgotten planet. Imagine a world where the sky burns with corrosive storms, the oceans boil with toxic salts, and life survives out of sheer stubbornness. Now, imagine someone looking at this scenario and saying, "This seems perfect for us." Yes, that happened. And the reason? Well, it's as unbelievable as the planet itself. But why would humans choose something so hostile? Is it insanity? Or do they know something no one else does? Today, we'll explore the story of how a small team decided to turn the worst of worlds into humanity's boldest gamble. By the end of this video, you'll discover the surprising secret that makes this planet more special than any other. Two humans, a visionary politician and a terraform expert, embarked on an unusual mission to find a new home for settlers desperate for space. After rejecting several safer options, they arrived at a small, isolated planet, forgotten by almost every galactic species. The alien real estate agent accompanying them was baffled and, above all, incredulous. They looked at a world with high levels of reactive gas in the air, seas filled with metallic salts, and storms so dangerous they could corrode skin in seconds. Yet, as the agent described each terrifying detail, they simply smiled. Was Earth really so terrible that this place seemed like paradise? Here's what you'll uncover today. Why was this planet, deemed uninhabitable by other species, so attractive to humans? What bold and unexpected plan did they have in mind to turn a toxic wasteland into a thriving home? In the coming minutes, you'll follow how this encounter with the cursed planet unfolded and delve into the minds behind this decision. But first, let me ask you this: can humans truly turn any hell into a paradise? Or are we witnessing the beginning of humanity's greatest mistake? A hell disguised as home. As the ship hovered over the planet's surface, the alien real estate agent continued his presentation, growing increasingly nervous. He described the nitrogen-rich soil, devoid of rare minerals, the seas tainted with metallic salts, and the local fauna, a hostile collection of creatures adapted to extreme conditions. The humans listened attentively, exchanging glances and smiles that left him utterly perplexed. "This sounds familiar," the politician commented, trying to stifle a laugh. It was as if every terrifying detail only strengthened their resolve. The terraform expert remained silent, but his eyes sparkled, not with skepticism but with excitement. It was as though the planet were a puzzle waiting to be solved. The ship descended further, flying over the remnants of an old settlement. Corroded structures covered in toxic vegetation told the story of a failed civilization that couldn't tame the environment. The agent explained that the colony had been abandoned after an economic disaster. The initial settlers couldn't keep up with their payments, leaving the planet to its own devices. "Will that be a problem for you?" the agent asked, almost hoping the humans would back out. But instead, the politician replied with unwavering confidence. "No, we're used to starting from scratch." The terraform expert began asking technical questions. He wanted to know about the acidic storms, the violent winds, and even the plants, which, according to the agent, released psychedelic toxins as a defense against predators. Rather than rejecting these challenges, he seemed to be analyzing ways to turn them into advantages. With each answer, he murmured "interesting," or jotted something down on his device. "Do you really think you can live here?" the agent asked, now visibly confused. The politician simply smiled. Not just live, thrive. But what did the humans see here that no one else did? They knew this planet, with all its flaws, was exactly what they needed. Cheap land, abundant water, even if toxic, and an environment that would challenge any other species but not them. They had already turned deserts into vibrant cities, and now they were ready to go further. As the agent adjusted the thermostat in the cabin, uncomfortable with the rising heat, he finally understood. For humans, 37 degrees Celsius was just an average day. Acidic storms and corrosive seas. Just another Monday. They weren't merely tolerating the planet. They were recognizing something familiar in it. Something only they could transform. And this raises the real mystery. Why does humanity, of all species in the universe, insist on turning the worst places into homes? Is it necessity? or an insatiable desire to prove they can conquer any environment. The humans' surprising plan. By the end of the presentation, the alien real estate agent was still perplexed. He had described the planet as a project, something that would require countless resources and years of work just to become minimally habitable. Yet, the humans seemed more determined than ever. The politician and terraform expert began discussing ideas as if the planet were already theirs. The soil may lack rare minerals, but it's rich in nitrogen, the terraform expert observed. If we adjust the local flora for a more efficient carbon-fixing cycle, we'll have the basis for a robust biosphere. We'll just need to modify some weather patterns. He spoke with the confidence of someone who had done this before. And indeed, he had. Meanwhile, the politician focused on the numbers. The planet's absurdly low price compensated for the initial terraforming costs. With advanced technology and pre-built modular colonies ready for deployment, the challenges seemed less intimidating than the agent had imagined. We can bring settlers quickly. With the right adaptations, this pays for itself in less than a decade, she stated confidently. The agent, used to dealing with species that demanded perfect worlds, was completely baffled. He felt compelled to ask again, "Do you truly believe you can live here? That ordinary people will survive?" The politician simply smiled. "This is nothing compared to what we faced on Earth." This response left the agent even more intrigued. He finally asked something he had been avoiding since the beginning. "Where exactly are you from?" The politician replied without hesitation, "Earth. Our original world." Hearing this, the agent had a moment of clarity. He knew a little about humanity's reputation and its origins. Earth was infamous for its inhospitable conditions, with scorching deserts, dense forests, and treacherous oceans. Compared to many planets in the galaxy, it was considered a death world, a place where life was incredibly hard in. And yet, they thrived there. "Ah, now it all makes sense," the agent said, nodding slowly. Humans didn't seek comfort. They sought challenges. And more than that, they had a unique talent for turning the impossible into reality. But there was more to this decision than just boldness. As the ship circled the planet, the politician and terraform expert began discussing something the agent couldn't fully grasp. They mentioned advanced terraforming phases, resilient crops, and most curiously, contingency plans for the entire system. They were thinking far beyond a simple colony. "Why so much planning?" the agent finally asked, unable to contain his curiosity. The terraform expert answered, "Because this planet isn't just a home. It's a strategic point, and we're going to make sure it's more than that." This comment left the alien agent intrigued and worried. What exactly were the humans planning? Was it just a new colony? Or something much larger, and perhaps more dangerous? The secret behind the choice. As the alien real estate agent recovered from the shock of the humans' intentions, the atmosphere inside the ship grew more technical and more intriguing. The politician and terraform expert spoke in coded terms the agent couldn't fully understand. They mentioned hidden infrastructures, accelerated geological adaptations, and something called Protocol Phoenix. Every detail reinforced the sense that this colony was just the beginning of something much bigger. "You do know this planet is isolated, right?" the agent asked, trying to grasp their reasoning. The politician smiled enigmatically. "That's exactly what we like." The terraform expert added, "We don't want interference. Isolation gives us the time and space to work without external disruptions." This response left the agent uneasy. He knew humans were known for transforming hostile environments, but this approach seemed excessive, even for them. After all, the galaxy had plenty of more hospitable planets available, albeit at higher prices. Why insist on such a hostile and abandoned world? As the ship completed another circle around the planet, the politician began to paint a bigger picture. "What we see here isn't a challenge, but an opportunity. This planet is a new beginning, a place where we can test new limits." The terraform expert agreed, but made a curious addition. "And also, a fortress." "A fortress?" the agent asked, now visibly concerned. "What are you expecting to happen here?" "We're preparing," the politician replied, her tone so serious it made the air in the cabin seem to grow colder. We can't ignore the signs. The galaxy is changing, and we need places that can withstand anything. Natural disasters, conflicts, even invasions. This planet is our experiment for the future. The agent fell silent for a few moments, processing what he had just heard. He realized he wasn't just dealing with a group of adventurous settlers. These humans had a far deeper plan, perhaps even a military one. He wondered if he should report this to galactic authorities, but at the same time, he felt a surge of admiration for their boldness. "And what do you hope to build here?" he finally asked. "More than a colony," said the terraform expert. "A new chance for humanity. And perhaps the future of the entire galaxy." The idea that this planet, dismissed as a failure by so many other species, could become a strategic center for humanity was both impressive and unsettling. The agent looked again at the world below, now seeing not just a toxic desert, but an arena for something far greater. And then, something unexpected happened. As the ship began to prepare for its return to the orbital station, an alert sounded in the agent's systems. A distress signal appeared on his monitor. He tried to ignore it, but the politician noticed. "Is there a problem?" she asked, leaning over to glance at the monitor. The agent hesitated before responding. "It seems there are unusual movements in the neighboring stellar region." The politician and terraform expert exchanged a serious look. It was as if this news confirmed something they had already suspected. The politician murmured, "It's happening faster than we anticipated." But what exactly was happening? And how did it connect to their plan? The final plan and the unexpected revelation. The ship docked at the orbital station, but the atmosphere inside had changed dramatically. The politician and terraform expert were tense, speaking rapidly to one another, while the alien real estate agent, visibly uneasy, reviewed the emergency transmission. Something big was happening, and somehow, that forgotten planet was at the center of it all. "Movements in the neighboring stellar region," the agent repeated, trying to comprehend. "Is that common around here?" The politician looked at him, evaluating whether to say more. Finally, she leaned forward and spoke in a low but firm tone. "It's not just movements. It's the beginning of a war." The terraform expert elaborated. "We've known for some time that several species are competing for resources. When the first signs of conflict appeared, we realized we needed a refuge. This planet isn't just a home. It's a strategic position. If war comes, we'll be ready." The alien agent felt a mix of fear and fascination. "You're turning this place into a fortress to withstand a galactic war?" "Exactly," the politician confirmed. "And this is just the beginning." The terraform expert revealed details of their plan. "We'll use the planet's hostile conditions to our advantage. The corrosive atmosphere will be enhanced with microtoxins to deter invasions. The local fauna will be genetically adapted to defend the territory. Every storm will be controlled to create natural barriers." "But what about the settlers?" the agent asked. "Do you expect them to live in such an environment?" The politician smiled. "We're humans. We adapt. It's what we've always done. Survival is in our DNA." As the agent tried to process this information, another alert appeared on the orbital station. This time, it wasn't just a report. It was a distress call from a nearby colony. The terraform expert looked at the politician, and she nodded. "It's time to act," she said. The ship was reactivated, and the humans began adjusting the systems. They were preparing to leave, not to flee, but to head toward the danger. The agent, still stunned, asked, "You're going to help? But how does this fit into your plan?" "It's simple," the politician replied. "Every move we make is to secure our future. This planet is just the first step. If we can establish a strong base here, we can expand our influence to other systems. But first, we need to ensure we're not alone in this fight." As the ship accelerated toward the conflict zone, the agent realized the magnitude of what was unfolding. These humans weren't just colonizing a planet. They were preparing to lead, to reshape the galaxy's future, and perhaps even redefine the balance of power among the stars. The terraform expert gazed out the window, watching the planet fade into the distance. He murmured to himself, "They think this place is a death world. Little do they know it's where we'll be reborn." But what no one yet knew was the true secret of Protocol Phoenix. A secret even the alien agent couldn't have imagined. And when it was revealed, it would be too late for anyone to stop them. Epilogue. The truth behind Protocol Phoenix. Much later, after the planet had been purchased and human operations had begun, the true nature of Protocol Phoenix was finally unveiled. It revealed the real reason behind the choice of that hostile world, and the bold plan humanity had been crafting from the start. The planet, provisionally named Bastion 7, wasn't chosen merely because it was cheap or isolated. Its location near a strategically significant star cluster was the first decisive factor. It sat at a cosmic crossroads, a point controlling major trade and travel routes between various galactic civilizations. But there was something more. Something buried deep beneath the planet's surface. Humans knew, thanks to ancient reports and intercepted data, that Bastion 7 harbored a unique resource: vast underground networks containing massive deposits of a rare mineral known as crystalline helionite, a material critical for advanced terraforming technologies and planetary defense systems. To other species, the deposits were hidden beneath layers of toxic rock, virtually inaccessible. But to humans, it was just another problem to solve. Protocol Phoenix wasn't just a colonization plan. It was a strategic move for galactic dominance. From the start, humans understood that Bastion 7 would be the operational base for something far larger. Terraforming wasn't just about making the planet livable. It was about transforming it into a center for research and military development. The planet's extreme conditions weren't obstacles. They were tests to create technologies and strategies that could be applied elsewhere. The true objectives of Protocol Phoenix were threefold. Global fortress, to turn the planet into an almost impenetrable base. The corrosive atmosphere and storms would be enhanced to create natural defenses, while underground structures would provide protection from orbital attacks. Advanced research, to use the crystalline helionite deposits to develop groundbreaking technologies, including new terraforming methods and planetary defense systems. Preparation for expansion. Bastion 7 would serve as the launch point for a new era of human expansion. It would allow humanity to consolidate resources, train specialists, and plan incursions into regions controlled by other species. But why that specific planet? Beyond its location and resources, there was a psychological factor at play. The politician leading the operation knew that other galactic empires would never consider a world like Bastion 7 a threat. They saw it as a death world, something not worth the effort to conquer or monitor. That strategic oversight would be humanity's greatest advantage. While they look to perfect worlds, we thrive in the inhospitable, the politician explained in one of the classified files. That was the unofficial motto of Protocol Phoenix: to turn weakness into strength, the impossible into an advantage. The plan was simple: start small, work discreetly, and become indispensable before anyone noticed. In the end, the name Protocol Phoenix proved prophetic. Just like the mythical bird that rises from the ashes, humanity was reinventing itself in a place everyone else had abandoned. And by the time the galaxy realized what they had done, it would be too late to stop them. Want to know more about achievements and space and time travel? Watch our next video, where we will have a new story. Don't miss it.